You know that every time Taintsmasher comes in and talks, I get emails from women. He's quite the ladies' man. They love this guy.
My best friend, seriously, almost, she's going to kill me, almost comes to completion just by listening to his voice.
Oh, yeah?
She has asked me, will you tape his voice and send it to me so that I can just listen to it and pleasure myself?
Did you see how quickly he ran out of the studio? He just ran out.
No, women love him.
Put your face back on. I want my ratings for women to go up on R.M.G TV.
Hi, ladies.
They love you.
Seriously.
I mean, they want you. I get emails all the time.
The lighting in here is straight down. It's very flattering.
Did you pick up you're married now, right?
Yeah.
Happily, everything's going all right?
Yeah, we just had our 5th anniversary.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you score a lot of babes before you got married?
I did all right.
Yeah.
Did you?
How old are you?
32.
How old were you when you married your wife? Or, I mean, sorry, when you met your wife?
When we met, I think I was 25.
So how old were you when you were de-virginized?
17.
So you only had 8 years
That's a lot.
in order to have sex?
Yeah, well, I was like, the girl I lost my virginity to, I was in a relationship with until I was like 22-ish.
Oh, my God.
He's a long-term relationship guy.
And then,
wow.
I thought at one point you dated your wife before.
Yeah, we dated for a little bit, and then we stopped seeing each other, and then we got back together.
Why'd you guys stop seeing each other that first time?
Well, the first time that we had sex, I was really drunk, and it was really bad, and she thought that was an accurate representation of what I'm bringing to the table or to the bedroom. And so she stopped seeing me, and then eventually we got back together, and I was able to be like, no, this is what.
What did you do that was so horrible in bed?
Poop?
The whiskey D.
Oh,
You couldn't stand at attention,
No,
or you couldn't come to. Wait a second, let me reword that. That's not what I meant to say, and don't misconstrue what I said. You couldn't complete the deed.
I couldn't even really. I wasn't rocking. Like I was having kind of the same problem Dieter had when they had the schlong competition.
The wet spaghetti.
Yeah.
Or brother in arms. Or whatever.
Did you, like, what happened? Did you just have to come in here, sit down? We never talked to Taintsmasher.
the couch of tears.
Let's put Taintsmasher on the couch of tears, our production guy. This is the guy that makes all of our parody songs for Jeffrey and all of that. Jeffrey's probably loving that Taintsmasher is on the couch of tears now. He's in the hot seat for once. Did you? I've never really. I can't recall a time that I've had this issue. Thankfully, thank God.
It sucks.
Oh, come on. Drinking, you're loaded.
I'm trying to think.
shots.
I'm not going to say it's never happened, but if it has, it might have only been once in my life because it's super drunk, but I can't even recall that. What did you do? Did you just, like, apologize over and over? Like, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I kind of realized that things weren't going as planned, and I was too drunk to make it happen, so I just tried to service her, and hopefully that was going to make up for it, but
it didn't.
Clearly.
No.
And then how long went until you picked up and started talking to her again?
I think it was probably like 9 months to a year.
Oh, wow.
So about a year later, how did you get back into her good graces? Did you see her out someplace, or did you start texting her again, or what happened?
I sent her an email on like the Valentine's Day after we met because it was Valentine's Day and I was single, and I was like, man, the only good Valentine's Day I've ever had was with her. So I sent her an email just saying, hey, I was just thinking about you, hope you're having a good Valentine's Day, whatever you're doing, and blah, blah, blah. But
Did you send a picture of like your
erect penis?
Hey, look, it works out.
But the email account I sent it to, she didn't even check anymore. So she ended up not seeing that until like October of that year. So I sent it to her and figured she saw it and was like, whatever, loser, and deleted it. But
right.
She didn't see it until months later when she had just broken up with the guy who she was dating. And so we ended up talking again.
Yes, Jeffrey, what is it? You have to interrupt this just like Dom interrupted the guy yesterday?
I just wanted to ask Taintsmasher. He said he couldn't complete the deed, and I was wondering if he completed the deed and not realized it, or if he sees a 30-second assassin.
No, I've never had that problem.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Now wait, I'm confused though.
At least I know something I'm a failure at.
I'm confused. So you spent Valentine's Day with who is now your wife, but you were you were dating her at the time or something, and but the first time that you guys went to have sex, you couldn't stand at attention. Now, how many dates did you go out on with this girl? A lot.
Yeah.
So you spent Valentine's Day with her. You were dating, but you hadn't had sex yet?
Yeah, Valentine's Day was our second date.
Oh, wow. That's uncomfortable, isn't it? Like just starting to date a girl and then Valentine's Day rolls around.
Yeah.
Did you get her anything? Or
Dude, I was so broke like when we met that I found like a recipe for champagne chicken, and I was going to impress her with it. And I didn't have enough money for all the groceries, so I had to like go over to my mom's to borrow a cup of flour to make this.
So you went on a lot of dates before she finally put out.
Yeah, I think that was like part of the problem because we'd been dating for so long before we hooked up that I was kind of like just really nervous about it.
So you overcompensated by drinking too much because you thought I may get some action tonight, and you're a little bit nervous about it.
I never really needed an excuse to drink a lot, but that might have been it.
All right, and then you hook up. All right, so you end up getting married. He's been married for 5 years. So you de-virginized at 17 all the way through. You dated that girl who you lost your virginity to until you were how old?
Like 22, I think.
Oh, my God. Then how old were you when you met this wife of yours?
25.
25.
Yeah.
25. Did you ever cheat on that first girl, the 17 to 22-year-old?
No.
Okay.
I've been in like 3 committed relationships where it's like we're monogamous, we're not seeing other people, and I never cheated on any of those 3 girls.
And then the rest of the time, did you go hog wild and just bang everything walking?
Pretty much.
Hog wild, I think, is a specific term, too.
He's known for fat chicks, Charlie.
He has one funny story about one extra large girl.
He's like, which one?
He's like,
I'm trying to think of
which fat chick? Which one are you referring
described
to?
her
Which
looking like-
wildebeest?
She was the size of a trash bag made of bones and skin and meat, right?
Like a flesh-colored trash bag full of ground beef, I think.
Yeah. Just
How
a
I
huge
worded it.
pile.
So at first I was worried that you'd only slept with a few people because you've been in so many long-term relationships, but you've had your fair share of ladies.
Yeah, I feel like I have sown my wild oats.
Yeah. All right. Well, that makes sense. Girls do go crazy for this guy, though, when they see him
They
on
do.
R.M.G. TV.
It's
They
the
love
voice. It's the music. He's got a great body. He's funky with his. You're weird with your.
He's just sort of a weird guy in
Phases.
general, to be honest
He
with you.
is.
He's
That's what makes it sexy, maybe, or just you just
well,
are drawn
all of
to
these
him.
guys who do production. I know a lot of guys that I've met throughout radio. In fact, the guy who I would probably consider my best friend does what Taintsmasher does. And you have to have a weird personality. I don't know, sick, but you have to have a weird
Twisted.
personality. Think about this for just a second. He literally sits in a room by himself for, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, in front of a thing, and just making
Trying to make himself laugh all day.
audio.
By himself.
Just- that's it,
He
by
records
himself.
things and laughs to himself all day. in the
That's
room.
it. He has no interaction with anyone. He's like a hermit back
Yeah.
there in that production studio, and they have to be somewhat strange.
Yeah.
I met the guy.
Perverted.
I
What?
met the guy that you're talking about, Rover. I think your best friend. Him and Taintsmasher.
Crank.
Yeah, are the same exact human
They
being.
are.
I went out to dinner with them, and I was like, I feels like I'm sitting here with
They
Taintsmasher.
are.
Yeah, their
And they have the same
personalities
job. It's just very
are
strange.
similar. I don't know if that's true because I don't know Taintsmasher as well. I mean, Taintsmasher and I have never. I don't think we've ever hung out really outside of the radio station.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
will.
think it's ripped.
I will. Why
Yeah,
is that?
Because Taintsmasher's coming to my party. I'm having a
What part?
GeoFest.
Oh, GFS. You're
Am I-
doing that.
Yeah.
Well, are we going? I don't.
You're
I
going.
You know, the
Yes,
older
you
I've
are.
gotten, the older that I've gotten, I have determined that friends are a lot of work, and I just don't make an effort
That's
being
awful.
friendly with people.
You guys should start going out to lunch after the show
Oh,
every
no,
day.
that's too much work. I
Grab
want
a
to get
beer.
home and take a nap or something. You
Fucking
know?
crank.
Do you guys find the same thing? No?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Really?
But I do think that people come and go, like kind of fade out. But I think there's always I always have a core. You know, I have. I don't know.
They're trying to ditch you, but you won't take the hint.
But I don't know. I have when you have close friends, you get sucked up in whatever they're.
Well, they're gonna call you with their problems or
course.
text you.
I don't need
Right.
that. I don't need
So you
that
have no
hassle.
friends.
You
right?
got enough problems.
Right. No, I agree. How'd you get into this business, Taintsmasher?
My mom was in radio, and I wasn't doing anything constructive with my life, so she talked me into going to broadcasting school.
What did your mother do in radio?
She hosted a morning show for like 15 years
Where? Here in town?
in Youngstown, Ohio.
In Youngstown. All right. What was the show called in case anyone happened to be listening way back?
My mom's name and some dude like Bobby and Mark or something like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Bobby and Mark or
Yeah.
something like that. Bobby was here?
Yeah, that's my mom's name.
You're not your mom's name. Okay. Bobby and Mark or whoever, and this was in
Do you ever
Youngstown.
hear it? Like, does she have tapes?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
she took me down to the station a few times, and I got to sit there like while they were doing the show. It was pretty cool.
How old were you at this point?
Late teens.
All right. So that inspired you to get into the business?
Not really. I went to broadcasting school to do. I wanted to shoot video for TV, but once I started going to broadcasting school, I thought the TV people were pretty uptight and radio people were cooler.
The one thing about television is it's very set out. It's very, very, strict
Timed.
on when you take your breaks
Yeah.
and all this sort of stuff. And it's just, I agree. Radio's great. We haven't taken a break
Yeah.
in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Try that on television. It just doesn't work. Where does the nickname Taintsmasher come from?
It was my online gamer handle, and it just kind of stuck. I play a lot of video games.
It just sounds like a gay, like
I
his
know-
balls are slapping up against some dude's taint and he's smashing the
Well,
taint.
do girls have
Is that what it
taints?
references or what?
No, like I imagined it as like a baseball bat, just like smashing taints. Like I'm gonna play World of Warcraft and get wrecked. I'm gonna wreck you, bro.
No, this is a
like,
total-
With my big
it's
bat.
not a sexual thing.
Yeah, well, all right. Thank you,
All right.
Taintsmasher, our production guy.